We can also use small straight draws, gut shots, even open enders, and blast them off of high card hands that are ahead of us. When we've defended our big blind to a raiser, we are out of position. The most common thing we're going to do is check to the raiser. Because we had a discount pre-flop, we have a wide range. They have a narrower range. On most flops, they have an advantage in strength, and they have an advantage with position. We're just going to check to them and then reassess based on what they do. When we face a c-bet, we have to first of all get rid of all of our trash hands. So if the board comes like a jack 10-5, we know we're automatically folding pocket threes, ace deuce offsuit, 6-7 offsuit. All of those hands disappear. Then we are left with a reasonably strong range. Our second pairs, our top pair, some sets, maybe straights, depending on what the board is. And all of these hands have to go into two buckets, two strategic decisions: check raising and check calling. People often don't check raise enough, and it's really important to check raise enough, both to get fold equity and to get maximum value from your strong hands. Let's say the board comes 2-3-4, we check, they bet. We really want to get lots of money in with like 5-6 with a flop straight or pocket fours for a set. So we are going to check raise those hands. We can't only check raise our very strongest hands. We need to balance that with bluffs as well. Maybe a hand like king 5 offsuit for the open-ended straight draw and the overcard. When we check raise these bluffs, we can make ace highs fold, and that's great. We can even use them as multi-barrel bluffs down the streets and maybe make them fold a pair on the correct runouts as well. There are times when we don't check raise very much at all. If there's a lot of ICM considerations and we're covered, or if the flop is just particularly good for the pre-flop raiser. If the floppers came ace king 5, the pre-flop raiser has loads of top pair hands, loads of the best sets and the two pair hands. They have a big advantage. So we're not going to check raise very often at all here. We're going to decide on our trash and just fold it and do a lot of just check calling. If you're in the big blind and you call a raise versus an under the gun raiser and it comes ace king 5, having a donk betting strategy leading out instead of checking is not viable, not mathematically speaking. They have a really strong range on ace king 5. We have a relatively weak range on ace king 5. If we try and construct a leading range, it's going to be incredibly difficult to balance, and we're betting into a big disadvantage to their range. So it's not going to make you money in the long term. Some of the situations where we can construct a leading range is when the flop is beneficial to the big blind. Flops like 5-5 deuce. It's good for the big blind's range because when we had a discount pre-flop, we were calling hands like 5-6 offsuit, like king 5 offsuit. So we have a lot of 5s on 5-5 deuce, for example, whereas an early position raiser doesn't have very many 5s in their range. The reason we donk bet is to prevent them from checking back strong hands when we have a nut advantage. It allows us to maximize value from our strongest hands and maximize fold equity with some of our weaker hands that do have some potential to make something good on later streets. So when we've defended our big blind and it goes check on the flop, we need to assess the turn card and if it's best for us in the big blind or if it's best for the pre-flop raiser. If we think the flop and turn are particularly good for our range, we need to construct a turn probe or a turn donking range. We can use hands like top pair, really good kicker. We can also use small straight draws, gut shots, even open enders, and blast them off of high card hands that are ahead of us. So we're maximizing our value with our best hands and maximizing our fold equity with some of our more nebulous hands that still have some improvability. So there you have it. There's some tips for how to play post-flop from the big blind. If you enjoyed this, please click like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, any comments, please leave them down below. I'll be happy to interact with you.